All right, so today we're going to dive deep into this idea of surrender.
Ooh,
So,
surrenders.
but not like waving the white flag surrender.
Okay.
More like what happens when you let go of the me
Okay.
and embrace something bigger. You know,
Yeah.
we've got these 3 videos from Wander and Deherson, One Big Wide Open Heart,
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube to kind of guide us.
Right.
They're full of like spoken word poetry and these really vivid images.
Cool.
And one of them asks, is it truly possible to escape the chains of me?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right.
What do you think?
I don't know. Let's find out
Okay.
together.
Let's do it.
What I find really fascinating about these videos
Yeah.
is how they tap into this yearning that I think a lot of us feel
Uh-huh.
to break free from these limitations
Yeah.
of the individual ego
Yeah.
and connect with something larger.
Yeah. Totally. Like something more
yeah.
expansive,
Absolutely.
beyond ourselves.
And they use fire as this really powerful symbol.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about destruction. It's
Rough.
more like purification.
Yeah.
Like burning away the old
Mm-hmm.
to make space for the new.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a striking image, and, it resonates with spiritual practices across cultures.
Totally.
If you think about, like, the bonfires on Midsummer's Eve,
Right.
or the ritual burning of offerings in various traditions,
Mm-hmm.
it's about, letting go of what no longer serves us,
Yeah.
allowing the past to literally go up in smoke.
There's one line that really jumped out at me.
Okay.
It says, rise up to the collective consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is this collective consciousness?
That's the big question.
I've heard the term,
Right.
but it's always felt kind of fuzzy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a concept that's intrigued philosophers and psychologists for centuries.
Right.
Like Carl Jung.
Yeah.
For instance, he spoke of the collective unconscious,
Okay.
this reservoir of shared experiences and archetypes that connect us all.
Mm-hmm.
And in a more spiritual sense, some people describe it as like this field of energy
Okay.
that unites all beings.
So almost like...
You could imagine it like a giant web
Okay.
with each of us as a single thread, interconnected and like vibrating with the energy of the whole.
Wow. That image really brings it to life.
Yeah.
There's also this other line that says, we know that we create as one.
Ooh.
That's a powerful idea.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that?
Well, it suggests that our individual actions and intentions, they like ripple outwards, impacting the collective.
Okay.
It's like each of us holds a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
And together we create the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Which raises an interesting question.
What's that?
What if embracing this interconnectedness
Yeah.
could actually empower us to shape a better world?
That's something to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
The videos also talk about like shutting out the weight and starting to glow.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like letting go can bring this sense of lightness
Yeah,
and expansion.
absolutely. It's a common thread in mystical experiences.
Really?
Across traditions, people describe feeling the sense of liberation as if a burden has been lifted, and they report feeling more connected to everything around them,
Wow.
almost like they're radiating outwards.
Okay, so we've got this fire burning away what's holding us back.
Yeah.
This collective consciousness connecting us all, and this feeling of lightness and expansion.
Right.
But there's also this line, we give up individual illusions.
Interesting.
What might those illusions be?
Well, think about the stories we tell ourselves,
Okay.
the labels we attach to ourselves,
Right.
the expectations we try to live up to. These are all constructs of the ego,
Okay.
the part of us that seeks to like define and separate itself.
So maybe these illusions are the very things that are keeping us from
Potentially.
experiencing our true nature,
Yeah,
our interconnectedness.
so possible.
So is it our ego that's keeping us chained to this idea of me,
Could be.
as one of the videos puts it?
Yeah.
Could surrendering those illusions actually be the key to unlocking something
It's like
more profound?
we're shedding a skin that no longer fits,
Yeah.
allowing our true selves to emerge.
It's a pretty radical idea
It is.
to just surrender to something bigger than ourselves.
Totally. A big shift in perspective.
For sure. But if these videos are any indication,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of beauty and possibility
Yeah.
waiting on the other side of that surrender.
Absolutely. And in the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll explore those possibilities even further.
All right.
We'll look at how surrender can help us find our true voice, tap into our inner wisdom,
Okay.
and maybe even unlock a deeper sense of belonging.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
So last time we were talking about burning away illusions and that feeling of lightness that can come with letting go.
Yeah.
There's this one video that says, In silence, I find my voice. It's like surrendering allows us to tap into something deeper, something more authentic.
It's a paradox, isn't it?
Right.
We often think of finding our voices like
Yeah.
speaking out, asserting ourselves.
But these videos are suggesting that true authenticity might come from a place of stillness,
Oh, okay.
of quieting the ego's constant chatter.
So it's less about shouting from the rooftops and more about listening to that quiet whisper within.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of silence and contemplation as a way to connect with our inner wisdom.
Okay.
It's about turning our attention inwards,
Right.
listening to those subtle whispers of our soul rather than the loud pronouncements of the ego.
And the videos are filled with all these like beautiful images of letting go.
Oh, yeah.
Like a flame that dances high, watching the embers kiss the sky. The smoke ascends, takes it away. It's almost like surrendering allows us to rise above the everyday chaos and see things from a new perspective.
Yeah, those images evoke a sense of transcendence,
Yeah.
of rising above the limitations of our ordinary perception.
Right.
It's as if surrendering allows us to
Let go of the weight of our worries and anxieties,
Right.
freeing us to experience a wider, more expansive reality.
And then there's this line, what once was night turns into day. It's almost like shedding a darkness.
Yeah.
Like the fear and doubt that kind of cloud our vision and stepping into the light of something new.
It's a powerful metaphor for the transformative potential of surrender.
Yeah.
Imagine holding on to a tightly clenched fist.
Okay.
It's only when you open your hand, when you release your grip,
Yeah.
that you can receive something new. Surrender is like that.
Okay.
It's about letting go of what's no longer serving us
Right.
to make space for something better to emerge.
There's another video that talks about the journey's long, but the spirit's strong. It's like surrendering isn't about giving up on the journey altogether,
Yeah.
but about finding a different source of strength, a resilience that comes from something deeper within.
It's about tapping into a power that goes beyond our individual willpower or determination.
So like not just gritting your teeth and pushing through.
Think of it like a sailboat.
Okay.
Surrendering to the wind. You're not giving up control.
Right.
You're harnessing a force greater than yourself to propel you forward.
So surrender isn't weakness, but a different kind of strength.
Yeah.
It's about trusting that something bigger is guiding us,
Right.
even when we can't see the path ahead.
Exactly. It's about aligning ourselves with the flow of life.
Okay.
Trusting that even though we don't have all the answers,
Yeah.
there's a wisdom and intelligence at work in the universe that's supporting us.
There's this line about saving your soul's OnStar.
Oh, I like that.
I love that. It's like
Yeah.
we all have this inner guidance system that's always available to us if we just tune in and listen.
Right.
But sometimes it gets drowned out
Yeah.
by all the noise of our everyday lives.
It's a wonderful analogy.
Right.
We often get so caught up in the external world and our to-do lists and our worries that we forget to listen to that inner voice.
Right.
Surrender, in a way, is about quieting that external noise.
Right.
So we can hear the whispers of our soul more clearly.
And then there's this line about knowing where you truly belong. It makes me wonder if we let go of this idea of a separate self,
Yeah.
of being an island unto ourselves.
Right.
Do we actually connect with a deeper sense of belonging?
It's a profound question.
Yeah.
The videos seem to suggest that true belonging might not come from fitting in with a particular group
Right.
or conforming to societal expectations, but from recognizing our interconnectedness with all beings.
Yeah.
It's about feeling a sense of belonging to something much larger than ourselves,
Wow.
to the very fabric of existence itself.
One of the videos talks about divine conscious seed syllables
Okay.
and united energies together through yoga. It seems to be pointing towards practices that help us tap into this collective consciousness.
It's fascinating how these ancient practices are gaining increasing recognition in modern times.
Right.
Yoga, meditation, mindfulness. These are all tools that can help us quiet the mind
Okay.
and connect with a deeper level of awareness.
Right.
They can help us move beyond the limitations of our individual ego and tap into a more expansive reality.
And then there's this recurring theme, we create as one.
Yeah.
This idea that our individual thoughts, actions, and intentions are all interconnected and contribute to the collective reality.
It's a potent concept.
It is.
It suggests that we're not just passive observers in this world,
Right.
but active participants in shaping our collective reality.
Wow.
Imagine if we all consciously embrace this idea of co-creation.
Okay.
What kind of world could we manifest
Yeah,
if we focused our intentions and actions towards creating something positive and beautiful?
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities.
It is.
But for someone who's used to feeling separate, even isolated,
Yeah.
this idea of a collective consciousness might feel a little out there.
Right.
How do we bridge that gap?
It's certainly a shift in perspective.
Yeah.
But the videos offer some clues.
Okay.
They talk about the consciousness with the sensation of mind's fluctuations. It seems to be pointing towards a state of awareness
Okay.
that transcends the constant chatter of our thoughts.
So it's about cultivating a sense of presence,
Mm-hmm.
of being fully in the moment without judgment or attachment to our thoughts.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
but rather the awareness that observes them.
Okay.
When we can step back from that constant mental chatter,
Yeah.
we create space for a deeper level of wisdom and creativity to emerge.
It's like we're tuning into a different frequency,
Yeah.
one that allows us to connect with something greater than ourselves.
Exactly.
But how we actually do that?
Right.
How do we cultivate this sense of surrender in our everyday lives?
That's the question, isn't it? And I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
But perhaps the first step is simply to become aware of our resistance to letting go, to notice the ways we cling to control, to our ideas of how things should be.
So it's about becoming aware of that inner tension,
Yeah.
that struggle to hold on before we can even begin to let go.
Exactly. And then it's about making a conscious choice to surrender,
Okay.
to loosen our grip, to trust the process,
Right.
to embrace the unknown.
Yeah, it's not always easy,
No, it's not.
but the rewards can be profound.
They can be greater peace, deeper connection, a sense of belonging to something larger than ourselves.
It sounds like a journey worth taking,
It is.
but like you said, it's a continual practice,
Yes.
not a one-time event.
It's an ongoing process of letting go
Right.
over and over again. It's about recognizing that surrender isn't a destination,
Okay.
but rather a way of being in the world.
Yeah.
It's about choosing moment by moment to align ourselves with the flow of life
Okay.
rather than resisting it.
These videos paint such a vivid picture of what's possible when we surrender
They do.
to something greater than ourselves.
Yeah,
It's inspiring, but it can also feel a little daunting.
I understand that.
Like, where do we even begin?
That's a great question, and one we'll explore further in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll look at the challenges of surrender, the fears and doubts that can hold us back,
Okay.
and some practical steps we can take to cultivate the sense of letting go
All right.
in our daily lives. So stay tuned for part 3,
Okay.
where we'll bring this conversation down to earth
Yeah.
and explore how we can actually embody these concepts in our everyday experience.
Welcome back to our deep dive into surrender.
Okay.
We've been exploring this idea of letting go of the me
Yeah.
and embracing something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real.
Right.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows, right?
Absolutely. These videos don't shy away from the struggles.
Yeah, one of them says, heart beats fast, can't breathe, mind breaks, thoughts spin within.
Intense.
That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
It reminds me that letting go can be scary.
For sure.
We're so wired for control, for knowing what's coming next.
Exactly. And when we try to surrender that primal part of us,
Yeah.
can really freak out.
Right.
We might experience anxiety, fear, even physical discomfort.
It's like our ego is clinging to the edge of a cliff, refusing to let go.
Yeah, totally.
The videos also hint at something else going on, though.
Oh, okay.
One line says, love attraction, toxic love distraction. Like, even when we know something's bad for us, we hesitate to let it go.
Right.
Why is that?
That's the tricky thing about the ego.
Yeah.
It often confuses familiarity with safety.
Oh.
Even if a situation or relationship is causing us pain,
Yeah.
it can feel more comfortable than stepping into the unknown.
Right.
We might fear being alone, failing, or even succeeding.
Wow.
And those fears can keep us stuck in patterns that no longer serve us.
So how do we break free?
That's the big question.
One video talks about feeling numb,
Yeah,
like shutting down to avoid the pain.
right.
Is that part of the process?
It can be. Numbness is a way of protecting ourselves
Yeah.
from overwhelming emotions,
Right.
but it also prevents us from fully experiencing life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching a movie with the sound turned off.
Yeah.
You might see the images, but you miss the depth and richness of the story.
Okay, so we've got fear holding us back,
Yeah.
the comfort of the familiar, even if it's toxic,
Mm-hmm.
and this tendency to numb ourselves.
Right.
How do we move through all of that?
Well, the videos offer some guidance.
Okay.
One of them describes a moment of crisis.
Mm.
Dark storm clouds my vision, toxic, love your decision, reel me back, heart attack, panic attack.
Wow.
It's like hitting rock bottom,
Okay.
a complete breakdown before a breakthrough.
So then what
So
happened?
there's a shift. The next line says, find your friends beside you. Hold on, stay strong, fire songs, deep breath in, feel the power you can hide, through the pressure let it guide. It's like finding support,
Yeah.
remembering your inner strength,
Mm-hmm.
and trusting that something bigger is at work.
So we're not meant to go through this alone.
Exactly. Having a supportive community, whether it's friends, family, a spiritual group, a therapist,
Yeah.
can make all the difference.
Yeah.
They can help us hold space for our emotions, offer guidance, and remind us of our own resilience.
There's this beautiful image towards the end.
Okay.
It says, under pressure, can't you see, in this moment, you and me, if our friendship will be free, under life will always be sweat and tears. We face the storm, hand in hand, we feel the warm, all the pain it feels.
Mm-hmm.
It's like acknowledging the hardship,
Right.
but finding connection in the midst of it.
It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for love and resilience,
Right there.
even in the face of suffering. We can find moments of beauty, connection, and shared humanity.
And sometimes that shared experience is what helps us get through.
Absolutely.
So for someone listening who's feeling stuck, overwhelmed, lost in the chains of me, as one video puts it,
Yeah.
where do they even begin?
Right. Where do you start with this whole surrender thing? It starts with honesty.
Okay.
Acknowledge where you are,
Uh-huh.
what you're feeling,
Right.
and what you might be clinging to.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, what am I afraid to let go of? What might be possible if I did?
It sounds like a journey of self-discovery, but also of courage.
It is. Surrender isn't passive.
Right.
It takes courage to face our fears, to challenge our limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
and to trust that something bigger is guiding us even when we can't see the whole path.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
It has.
It's amazing how a few short videos can spark so much reflection.
It's a testament to the power of art, to touch our hearts and minds and inspire us to live more fully.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one last thought.
Okay.
What if you embrace this idea of surrender, not just as a concept, but as a way of life? What might become possible if you loosened your grip on control
Yeah.
and allowed yourself to be guided by something bigger?
That's a beautiful question to ponder.
Remember, surrender isn't about giving up.
Right.
It's about opening up.
Yeah.
It's about trusting the journey, even when you don't know the destination.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? You might just be surprised by the magic that unfolds along the way.
That's the best part.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into surrender.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it sparked some new insights and inspired you to explore the transformative power of letting go.